All right. All right. Can everyone hear me okay? Yay. Okay, awesome. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I am going to go ahead. If you are new here and didn't get a chance to participate on Tuesday, that's totally fine. We're going over the final 4 energy centers with human design. I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat too if you haven't gotten your human design chart yet. This website that I just put in the chat, you can go there and access your chart. And then if you weren't able to be here on Tuesday, the presentation was recorded, and if it's not there, it will be there under Discord presentations. So go ahead and get my screen set up here for y'all. Okay. There y'all can see that. All right, so y'all can see that okay? All right. Mm. Give me just a second. Hmm. Let me fix this real quick. Mm. Okay, awesome. Let me try this one more time. Okay, so on Tuesday, we finished with the ego center. And as we go through this presentation today, I want you guys to kind of take note of your energy centers that have a channel connection to another energy center, especially when it comes to the ego, right? So, like I had mentioned on Tuesday, the ego center doesn't necessarily have any specific, like, high intuitive functions. But if you can see here on this area right here, that the ego center is connected, it has a channel to your identity center. It also has a channel to your spleen center, your emotional solar plexus, as well as your throat center. So having some type of channel within this area is going to, bring some type of activation within these intuitive parts of your energy. So I just wanted to make note of that for y'all as we go through this, that even though as we are moving down to the last 4 energy centers, there may not necessarily, it may not look like there's a lot of high intuitive specific functioning or gates, but it's important because they could be activating another gate that you do have these areas. So again, another thing I want you guys to keep in mind of is if you have these centers defined, what that means is that these are the areas of your energy centers that you are feeling. And you will always have this inner feeling with a defined center versus if you have an open center where it's white or the gates are not highlighted in a certain center. This just means that throughout your lifetime, you're going to gain experience in these energy centers and in these areas from an outside source. So whether that being, there's a potential chance of conditioning from your childhood or, just the community that you choose to surround yourself with, you're going to experience these areas from an outside source. All right, so today we're going to start with the emotional solar plexus center. So that's going to be this triangle right here on the right. So like I said, the heart center, the ego center has one connection through here. I do believe it is with this gate right here, gate 37. But the emotional solar plexus center, it's a motor and an emotional awareness center. So this center is about making sense of our experiences to learn, grow, cultivate wisdom. And it's going to be through our emotional depth. Emotions kind of lead us to a greater awareness and connection to ourselves. So it's really important to remember because if you do have this center defined in your chart, there is a chance that that your authority is emotional response. And so what it's important to remember with this is that you are not your emotions. They are there for you to feel, to offer insight to you. And you're always going to want to have this awareness in the present moment. And with this emotional authority that you might have, it's really important that you are riding the emotional wave before you make an immediate decision, right? Because once you're kind of into this, immediate, trying to make an immediate decision, if you are someone who does have an emotional authority, hi, Rita, which I do believe you have an emotional authority through your solar plexus. So yeah, if you have this, it's just important to know that you are not your emotions and that it's a good time to just kind of ride it out. And yes, Jessica, you do too as well. Just ride out that emotional wave before it comes to making these big decisions. So yeah, the emotional solar plexus center is also associated with your kidneys, prostate, pancreas, and your nervous system as well. All right, let me move this over a little bit. All right, so having this defined emotional solar plexus center, you are going to have a consistent emotional energy. So clarity is when you don't have this big, strong emotional charge. You're never not feeling any emotion. So this emotional wave that I was talking about, you can kind of experience this in 3 ways. And it really depends on the gates and channels that you have activated. So if you have the gates 37, 49, and 6 activated in your chart, Um, you will have the community tribal wave, which basically means that your emotions throughout this is going to be based on what the tribe needs, right? So versus having this like individual wave of passion, so everything that you want to do, you solely want to work on for yourself within yourself, but you also will want to give back in some way. Whereas that community tribal wave is like you feel very much of this being like an emotional provider. So everything that you experience in with your emotion is like, okay, what does the tribe need? And then you have this collective wave as well, which will be activated through gates 30 and 36. Collective wave of in some way intermixing the two, right? So it's going to bring on this emotional sense of desire. So having passion mixed in with like what the community needs, you're going to have this collective of this is now what you desire, and now it needs to become an action form of what you will contribute to your tribe, to your community. So having an undefined emotional solar plexus center, so if you have an emotional solar plexus center that's open, it's not colored in, it means that you're taking in the emotions of others around you and you're amplifying them. So I have an open emotional solar plexus. And so what that means is for everybody else in my household that has it defined, I have to be very careful that when they are expressing their emotions that I'm not soaking it in just to amplify it, right? It just opens up more potential for wisdom, but it also opens up potential that the reason why you're feeling it and experiencing their emotions in such a like strong form, I would say, is because you are doing that to understand, right? You're doing that because there's a need, and you're doing that because you just have this desire to gain more wisdom, and it's coming through in this emotional wave, right? So people might want to like dump on you, so you tune in to their emotional temperature and you get to choose what's best for you, right? So setting boundaries is very, very important with this undefined emotional center. You want to hold space and you want to release that emotional charge. It's going to be very, very crucial. So if you do have this open, you might feel uncomfortable in confrontations since you have the capacity to just really amplify everyone's emotions around you. Oh man, growing up, I was so terrified of confrontation. To the point where, if someone was just speaking about someone and they were in the same room, I just had this like ultimate fear that they could hear this person talking about them. So yeah, things like this, right? Just you feel off when it comes to confrontation, right? Because you're automatically feeling you have this openness of the emotions that are going on around you. And so it's not just one person, it could be multiple people. And so very, very important, as I said in the beginning, is that you're not holding on to these emotions, but also you're not allowing these emotions to identify you, right? When it comes to whether you're channeling, whether you're um, doing your work with healing somebody, right? At any point, these emotions are going to be felt, and it's just really important that you are caring, but you're not carrying them with you, right? You're putting those boundaries up, and you know that they're not in any way defining who you are. My gate 40 and 37 are open and connected. What does that mean? Okay, so you have, does it mean you have the channel? No. Yeah, because channel 40. So you have that channel, right? You have channel 40 and 37. They're connected? Yes, it's green. Okay, yeah. So that means that you have that channel within the emotional solar plexus. And I do believe it's going to your ego center. Is it going to your heart center? I believe so. So yes, this gate 37 right here, y'all, this is the gate of friendship. And again, what I mean by showing you these action forms of being fear, I use the word fear because I want you guys to be able to turn the word fear into awareness. Okay. So you're becoming more aware of the possibilities that if you have these gates defined, so for example, 37, you have the gate of friendship, there is a possibility that with this defined or even open, that there has been some type of conditioning that needs to be aware of that is in relation to tradition, right? So let me see here. Let me make sure y'all can see what I see. Okay. Give me just a second here. Yeah. So with that 40, make sure. Yeah, 40, 37. Yeah. So that, yeah, that 40 is, it's in that ego. So that 41 is the driven to connect. It's also that aloneness gate, that gate of aloneness. You're also big on your work. You love work, but also wanting to play like the hero supporter role, right? So having that connected with 37, it is very important, that you are aware and the potential conditionings that you may have when it comes to community and when it comes to friendship, right? So the 3740 channel, the reason why 37 is set for fear traditional roles in life is because there's this chance that you have been conditioned or wanting to be a big people pleaser. And this is only because you are very energetic around community, around food, around friendship, but wanting to keep that harmony and inner peace. So having this kind of balance between you're driven to connect, but also have such a high standard when it comes to being alone and having your aloneness. It's really important that you know how to replenish yourself. It's really important that you don't overwork yourself and that you are putting pressure on yourself to become this hero when it comes to, finding this harmony and inner peace while intermixing it with your community and with your friendships and things like that. Well, so another channel that connects is the 1222 channel. That 12 is in the throat, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So this 1222 right here is a clairaudience channel. This gate 22 is also associated with the left ear clairaudience. Let me see right here. Did the leg shaking help control the emotions? It is meditation. I think that's what I'm asking. Leg shaking is also a form. Yes. Yes, definitely with regulating your nervous system, right? Yeah. So your emotional solar plexus is part of your nervous system. So in any way that you are, your body's trying to just naturally release these emotions, especially the ones that you are unconsciously wanting to not hang on to due to burnout. Yes, leg shaking is just like Jessica said, is your body way of like self-soothing or self-regulating. Yeah, so that gate 22, you may be someone who has left ear ringing, or when you are channeling, you are specifically receiving information from the left side. Let me see here. Sorry, I thought I had this all set up like last time. Okay. Hmm. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, so that gate 1222, 12 is in the throat center, right? So 12 has to um, work with right timing. It's also big on being very expressive. Um, and what you can find with this in relation to 22 is that 22 is a big inner beauty, grace, charm. It's also very emotional, also very moody. So this is why clairaudience kind of comes in that way, is that trying to find, right timing, trying to find ways to be expressive while potentially being someone who's very bold, but you could also be very shy as well. So it's really important that you are expressing yourself at a time where you feel in the mood, right? So you may be someone who finds difficulty even accessing your clairaudience when you are in a place of just moodiness, or there's just been a day of you feel like you're ultimately procrastinating, but it's not procrastinating, right? There's just been some way, shape, or form where your emotions have been involved in your routine for the day. And in that way, if there's not something going on where you're naturally releasing it, um, this is where you kind of shut down if you're forced to act, right? So having that 12 and that 22, um, it's a very focused channel, right? And the reason why it's so focused is because it's very much involving your emotions. And so what's important to know about this is if you are finding yourself where you are putting pressure on you that you're procrastinating, you're really not. It's just the fact that there may be a possibility that there are some emotions that need to be released. And there's just been emotions that you've kind of grabbed onto and may not have even realized it throughout your day. Okay, you said yours is halfway colored. Let me check. Yes. Okay, Cheryl. So you don't have the full 1222 channel, but you do have that 12 gate in your throat center. So what this means is that you have gate 12 activated, which is what I was saying is the right timing, transformative, very expressive, right? You naturally look for an outlet where you can express yourself. And what that could potentially mean as well is that you do have this open emotional um, solar plexus center. So you are taking on the emotions of others around you. And you may even be someone that people are just naturally drawn to you because they want to express to you how they feel. Like they kind of like dump on you for the day. Like they're wanting to confess to you, or give you all the latest gossip, or they just want to talk to you. You are someone they just feel drawn to, like, share all their secrets with. And that's something that you kind of have to maybe find balance with too, with like being expressive, but also um may even find yourself like shutting down because you there's a potential you may even be amplifying the this person's emotion that you are around. Okay, let's see here. All right, so now we are moving on to the sacral center. So this center right here, it's that second square from the bottom. So if you are a generator or a manifesting generator, you have this center defined, right? if you are a projector or a reflector, you have this open, right? So the sacral center, it represents a vital life force. This is where your reproductive system is. It also is representing your sexuality. So this center is physical body wisdom. So this sacral is designed to respond to life, and it's communicating to you always in the present moment. Some of the energies in this center are for nourishing the community, empowering the self, committing to what you feel pulled to, right? So this is your gut feeling center, right? Hey, Casey. So this is where your body, your physical body, is going to help you in response to your yes and your no's. And eventually, when you become very in tune to this center, you can kind of turn these yes into no's into statements, because now you're becoming more aware of how your physical body is responding, of what you feel pulled to do or what you feel drawn to do. Yes, that gut feeling, and just bonding with others, right? So being a manifesting generator or a generator, this center is the center that is generating your energy, right? So generators and manifesting generators, when we feel drawn to do something that, of interest of ours, this center is going to give us that energy, right? This is the center that just kind of, makes us excited about something that we have just interacted with or we just put our involvement in. This is the center that allows us to know, okay, I think we're going down the right path, right? Because it's giving us sustainable energy. And now we're able to kind of work with this energy that we've been given in order to keep moving forward, right? What's really important about this is that you're not taking this energy and just running down the hill with it to a point where we get so burnt out, right? This is why I need my projectors in my life. Because I get so excited, right? I get so hyped about what I've just learned, what I've just experienced, what I just interacted with, and I want more. And then I will kind of push myself into a burnout situation, right? Whereas a projector is automatically and consciously going to know that they don't have that energy just to generate in them, right? So it's going to take steps. Okay. So they're going to sleep on it. And if they wake up and they still feel the same about it, then they know that's what's right for them. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jessica. Right? Because that's kind of being our, like our stabilizer, or, just like, all right, the energy that we're holding, it's good. But we don't need to make this like snowball effect to now we get to the bottom of the hill and now we've got nothing left, right? So yes, having this defined center is just like, it's this enormous source. It's this power. It's, we're influencing everyone around us with this energy, right? It's just like everyone around us can feel this like creative life force when it comes to having this center defined. So this energy is sustained when you respond to what excites you. So that deep personal expression, that deep satisfaction, we like to do everything we do, we have to enjoy it. We just have to. And that's what that energy is for. So when we're committing to something and our sacral gets activated and it's generating this energy to engage, that's kind of like our, okay, yes. But it's important that you're responding to what excites you. Otherwise, that energy, like I said, we're not going to be able to generate it. It has to become something that is keeping that energy up, right? It's like our charge. If you have this center undefined, you have it open, you are amplifying life force energy around you, but it's not sustainable in the long run. So that's why if you have this center undefined, your energy might just come in bursts. So having the wisdom here, right, is to know when enough is enough. Having the ability to know what to pursue and when to rest and recharge. So this is why I always say having this place undefined, it's really important that you get this burst of excitement, but then you sleep on it, right? You take a night where you're not really putting any you're not really using any more or trying to generate this energy, right? Because it could lead to burnout. It could lead to disconnection from your physical body. And now we're getting this like lack of creativity. So having this healthy sacral, it's going to bring a really deep sense of fulfillment and just allowing yourself to know, okay, if I wake up in the morning and still feel the same, if I'm able to now use the place where I've rested and recharged to generate that same, then now you're able to be on a healthy energy level. You're still connected with your body. And now you're able to kind of become more in tune with your creativity, right? Let's see here. So that is why the way I am. So yes, you have your sacral center defined, Mimi, and you have this gate 29 defined. This is the gate of saying yes. So just like I said, like when something excites you, it charges you. You've got that gate 29 there to let you know, like, okay, when this center says yes, you can commit, right? Let's see here. I want to speak more on that 29. Yeah, so big, yes, big commitment gate, big determination, big perseverance, right? So it's important with this gate is that you are not overcommitting and you're also not automatically making the outcome. So, Mimi, you may have noticed that when you do get excited about something or a really amazing opportunity comes up for you, and you might already be planning the outcome for this, or it could be that you put it in a protective place and you make the outcome something you don't want because you already know what the outcome is. So it's really, really important when you have this gate, Mimi, is that you are not trying to automatically control the outcome. You keep that sustainable energy throughout the process, right? Also, very important too, of because you're generating this energy saying yes all the time, right? Um, so even having the center defined, it's really important that you're taking the time to rest and recharge. So then that you're not experiencing burnout or you're not being taken advantage of those around you because they know Mimi will say yes. I have a problem with control and will always say yes, even when I don't want to. Yes. Okay. So, Mimi, your homework is to kind of sit with that excitement, right? I want you to sit with it and I want you to really be like, do I really want to do this? Or can I allow my body to stay in physical with me and it's okay to say no, right? All right, let's see. Your centers defined as well, 14 and 29 only. Yes, so Ermi, just like that too, that overcommitment or even wanting to control the outcome, but also having that 14 as well. Gate 14. Let's see here. Ah, give me 1 second. Oh, no, I'm going too far. Yeah, that gate 14, that's the gate of power skills, right? This is where you are using this gate to empower those around you, right? And it's going right. Let's see here. So having that connection to if you were to come across someone that kind of meets you with that 2 gate in the identity center, is that this is where you are kind of empowering people with your power skills into forming their identity with what you are gaining skills with, right? So that gate 14, it's well resourced when in alignment. Um, it's like you have this natural energy of when it comes to your work because you know it's like the right work, right? So some of us with our sacral energies, we overwork ourselves. I always tell everybody that I'm someone who works harder, not smarter, because I just have this driving force of energy to work, but it may not necessarily be efficient, right? Whereas you having this gate 14, you are going to find yourself to be well resourced when you are in alignment with the right work, right? So it's really important to know that having this alignment does not require the hard work, right? We've always been told our whole lives, like hard work. It's hard. It has to be hard. If you want to get to where you're going, it's going to take hard work, right? No, doesn't necessarily have to be hard work, but just knowing that alignment is going to fuel your resources and using your resources to create transformation in this world is so, so, so important. And with this gate 14 as well is really big when it comes to this alignment and with your work is the responsibility of money. Um, and this is just simply because a lot of people, like I said, think that money or the responsibility of money comes from hard work. But in reality, having this power of skills and empowering other people, it does not take hard work when you already have that alignment. Right. Work smarter, not harder. Yes, exactly. All right. So as you can see here, the sacral center holds a lot of different channels when it comes to our clairvoyance, when it also comes to super consciousness. So our access, our communication with higher realms, with higher species, as well as our claircognizance, our clear knowing, right? 5, 15, and 27 are half shaded. Okay, yes. Yeah, so half shaded means, Kim, that you have these gates defined, right? So you won't have the full channel. So well, if you have 5 and 15, you should have the full channel. Is that correct? And then you have the 27. So what that means is if they're half shaded is that it's just the gate that's defined. It's not the full. Okay, 14. Got you. Okay. So yeah, this just means that you have these gates activated in your sacral center. So the gate of power skills, like I had just stated earlier as well, having the gate of 5 is the gate of fixed rhythms. Said 5 and 27. So the gate of caring, right? Let's see here. Yes, 27. Let's see here. Let me pull that back up. Yeah, so that gate 27, this is caring for and nourishing yourself and others. So you having this center as well is that you may even find yourself becoming energized by caring for others, but also having that balance of nourishing yourself, right? So very much overly caring. Um, it's very important that you are not caring for the wrong people. Also, that you're not putting guilt on yourself when it comes to the time of nourishing yourself, and that you are setting boundaries and that you are putting yourself as a priority, right? So, big caring person, you're just going to feel energetic and energized when you are caring for people, right? But you're going to see an ultimate outcome and balance when it comes to that balance of nourishing yourself and that the right people will allow you to nourish yourself, right? Does that connect to me not having Capricorn in my natal chart? Yes, that would definitely make sense. So one of the things that I am including in the workshop is the gates all have their own specific astrology sign, right? And so that is one of the things that we will be going over in the workshop as well, especially with going over your conscious and your unconscious planets, is that making connections within your astrology chart, right? Because alignment with your planets and with these gates can ultimately show a lot of unconscious conditioning that we may have placed, or places where our planets are being aligned in this life and where they were aligned in our past lives, right? Because what we can be doing is carrying something from our past life into the life that we're supposed to be living now, right? So your design on the left side, those planets, those are your unconscious planets, right? So those planets have been in a place of our soul in past lives, whereas the right, our personality, that's what we're living right now. So this is why it's called the unconscious and the conscious. This is why it's called potential blocks versus being in the now. And so this is something I am really excited about to go over during the it is literally that gift that get that every time is so funny. So yes, that is something I'm really, really excited to go over with the workshop for sure. Let's see here. Did you speak on 59 being defined? No. So 59, that's the gate of sexuality, right? So having gate 59 defined, um, this is like I said, sexuality, but also creating and sustaining humans or projects, right? So um what is important about this gate is that you may be very in tune with your sexuality, but also using your energy, um, even as a manifestation, or even just being more in tune with your body and your physical body in relation to sexuality involving your energy, right? So this could be a gate that you are. So Kim, for example, when you have this overcaring gate, it is very, very important that having this also defined, that you providing the resources that you have, you're not equaling it to love, right? So there's a chance that what could happen is that you overcaring and providing the resources that you have means that this is how you'll receive love, or this is how you will have you will feel love by providing your resources, right? Um, it's also very important that you're not putting a judgment on sex, right? Meaning there's a judgment on too much, or there's a judgment on not enough, right? It's you're very balanced with your sexuality, and there's not any fear when it comes to placing a judgment, or even putting a judgment on yourself. I had to put a stop to that. Yes, definitely. um and just knowing right timing when it comes to sexuality too, right, is because um timing is so important with everything, right? Right timing, everything's aligned. And sexuality is a big one on this too, because it involves our energy, right? And it involves our generating energy. So this is just a potential place for even burnout. And what I mean by burnout when it comes to sexuality is anger and defensiveness. So very much just trusting the right timing, and trusting yourself to allow your energy to be used in an aligning way, and that your sexuality does not have to belong in a resource center, right? These are not resources. And it also doesn't belong in a place where it's not equaling, well, if I provide these resources, that's what love means, right? Yeah, so definitely as you are seeing these channels right here, if you have any of these channels activated through your sacral center, and you do believe, claircognizance with that 14 too. Like I said, that's with the power skills going into the identity center. You've also got the 52-9, that's the gate of focus. So that 9 is in the sacral center and it's going to connect down into your root center, right? So you're kind of having this natural grounding center to be able to ground yourself and then kind of focus your energy, right? So 52-9 also being a very big clairvoyance channel. So 52-9, you may be someone who can kind of just naturally get into a grounding meditative state, and you're able to be in this relaxed space, but with a heightened focus, right? All right, so now we're moving to the spleen center, okay? The spleen center right here. Our spleen center, this is where our intuition comes from. It represents our instinct, our intuition, our fear, and also our immune system, y'all. Going through my spiritual awakening, my immune system just crashed. I don't know. And I do believe it is because I have this spleen center defined. And I also have it connected. I have it connected to my identity center. I have it connected to my sacral center. And so it's really, really important, as I'm now later down the road learning about this, is that the spleen center is the place where we will find our fear. It's the place that holds our intuition, and it's the place that holds our immune system, right? So it is so important that we're tuning into our body consciousness when we're using our intuition, right? And we're able to now discern fear from intuition. So having this spleen center undefined is just giving you more of a chance that when it came to your intuition and using your intuition, maybe even when you were younger, had been conditioned to be fear-based, right? So, me too, Kate, and I'm currently experiencing the effects on my immune system. Yes. So, Shanika, is so, so, so important that when you are tapping into all these energies and you are using your amazing abilities, that you're also putting some conscious awareness to your body, right? Because all of this is going to begin from our fear frequency. That's how we're able to experience it with our physical body, right? So there may even been a chance where some of you have experienced where you started tapping into your intuition. It was kind of like that same fear-based feeling, like you're on a roller coaster or you're watching a scary movie, right? And so it kind of throws you off a bit until you're now kind of getting more in tune with that physical body conscious. You're kind of now able to discern like your fear versus your instinct, right? Because this is our survival. This is all going to be activated when something's going on, and it's in our instinct to know what we're going on, right? So yes, right here, this body graph right here, if you can see it. Yes, because a lot has heightened since I've released fear. Yes, and which is good that as you're going through your spiritual awakening, you are becoming aware of what is more of a fear. What I have mentioned before is not fear, but you're being aware too, right? So there are times where I'm laying in bed and I just feel scared. And I have no reason to feel scared, right? The reason why I'm feeling scared is because there's something that's trying to get my physical body's attention. Which is so important because with the immune system, right? All of our energies tapping in to all these places, right? Tapping into a higher realm, tapping into the spirit world. Our energies are, they're constantly working, they're constantly generating, or even in like our rest and relaxation, is there something unconsciously still, working, wiring, right? And when it comes to the spleen center being our lymphatic system as well. It's really important that we're paying attention to our immune system because channeling requires energy, right? Healing requires energy. And if we are overworking our body and we are ignoring this conscious awareness that our body's trying to like tell us what's going on, these are the places that we are experiencing sickness, or now we're getting more sick because our immune system is starting to weaken, right? So boundaries, so important. Rest, recharge, so important, right? So the reason why I love the spleen center is because, again, this is just another human design example of as above, so below, right? If you're wanting to tap into your intuition, if you have goals of where you want your intuition to be, you have to become aware that fear is along with it, right? And this is why my lymph nodes were swollen a few months ago. Ermi, you've got to get dry brushing, right? This makes so much sense why your lymph nodes were swollen, because, you do a dry brush. Have you heard of a dry brush? I'm going to send you some stuff, but you definitely need to start dry brushing. It is a very good lymphatic system draining brush, like a hairbrush. It's for the shower. So you will dry brush before you get into the shower. I'll definitely send you some stuff after this of what you need, because it is very much, I had a lot of lymph nodes swollen too. Also related with your immune system. So again, having this center defined, very consistent connection with your instincts, your intuition, and fear. Very much what's good for you and what's not good for you. And like I said, there's a difference between fear and intuition. Fear can feel emotionally charged, right? It's attached to like the shame and the guilt. Yes, that's the dry brush. And I don't know if anybody has it in here, but how you're supposed to dry brush, right? Like the directions you're supposed to go from your body. If not, I'll definitely send that too. Is it effective for kids because my sons are swollen? I don't know. I'm going to look into that though, because I don't want to sit here and say to dry brush him if he is younger. For kids, let me think. So and Shanika, I want to know too, is there anything here recently going on with your son involving, just fear or heightened awareness or even emotion too? OMG, my grandma had one of those. It was hanging in her bathroom. Yes, I have two. And I asked my mother-in-law for Christmas for one, and she was like, I don't know why you want this. I don't know what you even use it for. It looks like you brush a horse. But so while intuition feels more expansive, right? So intuition is not going to make you feel that guilt and that shame, right? It's going to be expansive, right? It's going to be compassionate. There's going to be a reason why your intuition is coming in and making you feel the message that you need to feel. So explore your relationship between fear and intuition, right? And how you can differentiate it from it, right? So what is your intuition coming in as versus what is your fear trying to show you? What do you need to become aware of when it comes to your fear, right? Having an undefined spleen center, you're again just taking and amplifying the fears and intuition of people around you, right? And it's going to be a lot if you're not aware of what you're specifically taking in. So really important that you become really clear about what your fears are and learning to release them, that they're not yours. Okay. So having this center open and having this center undefined, and you are someone who is channeling and you are someone who is feeling the emotions of the people that are coming in or even the people that you're reading for, right? It's so important that you're able to take a minute or, even after this session to kind of sit with your body, right? Just sit and see um, what you need to release because it doesn't belong to you. So you have the capacity to develop, these intuitive awarenesses because, like I said, you're gaining more experience, right? Especially around people. So think about, this community that we're involved in, right? Think about the people that we are able to interact with on the daily when it comes to, being in this Discord, right? So, which gate again? You mean like what I'm talking about right now? Oh, this is talking about if your spleen center is undefined. So not a specific gate, just more so amplifying people's fears and ends around you. So just knowing that, in this community of Discord that we're in, having this community is just more of a way that we're just gaining more experience and gaining more awareness of our own intuition over time because we're around people that are wanting to amplify their own intuition, right? Versus, if we were involved in a group that is consistently amplifying their fears or amplifying their negative emotions, or, we're pulling up Facebook and Facebook is so freaking scary right now versus pulling up Discord and we're reading amazing, intuitive, spiritual things, right? So this is what I mean by experiencing, right? Experiencing when you have these open centers. Let's see here. All right. So these are some of the ways that having a defined spleen center kind of shows these intuitive abilities, these spiritual abilities. So just having that instinctual knowing, health intuition as well. So I don't know if others have this spleen defined, that you are just kind of in tuned with your body, right? It's like you get this message from your body and it's your intuition is like automatically telling you like, okay, this is going on. This is what I need to do. But also having alertness to energy. So you are kind of like alert to the energy within yourself versus the energy of others around you. And you've kind of figured out like, okay, I feel your energy, but I don't have to hang on to it, right? It's not mine. Integration with decision making, but also protection and premonitions. So if you have the center defined, I am curious to know if you are someone that has premonition or you're kind of able to have this instinct feeling about something before it even happens, right? Let's see here. Let me pull this back up. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Psychic modalities. This is again kind of that precognition, future events. Having the center defined too, you might also be someone who is really good with psychometry. So if you haven't tried psychometry, and you have the center defined, I would definitely try out some exercises to see if, oh, come on, don't do this to me. Sorry, y'all, my computer's deciding not to charge. Okay. Okay. There it was. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, if you haven't tried psychometry or you have the center defined, you may be someone who can tap into that using psychometry. Or even having just like this intuitive sense that there's an imbalance with some type of energy, right? Just being around energetic shifts, you just kind of know, or you get this awareness like there's been a shift or there's been an imbalance, right? Holistic awareness too. You may even be someone that very much integrates like the physical, emotional, and energetic aspects of your health and well-being. You want to try all outlets, or you use all outlets when it comes to your health and not just your physical health, right? You're kind of tapping into a holistic perspective when it comes to your health. So again, having this open center too, the sensitivity to energies, highly sensitive to the environment. And you also can kind of manifest these intuitive impressions, right? You can kind of manifest these gut feelings when you need it, or needing these gut feelings when it comes to being around specific people or places. Also with that empathetic intuition, you're able to empathize with others, and just kind of, you're able to kind of tap into their experience, right? It's like they're able to tell you what's going on while you're able to intuitively already know what's going on and resonate with them and feel these like energies, and you may not even like have experienced it in your own life. Also with the variability and intuitive insight. So what that may is that you may be experiencing fluctuations with your intuitive abilities. So you may notice that there's like periods of heightened intuitive awareness where you're like, what you're receiving is very clear, right? The insights are clear, the premonitions are clear, followed by times when it feels less accessible, or for what some reason it's like you're having a tough time on relying on it, right? And that's just because you have to take in the initiative that having this open center, you're open and you're amplified, right? This is your immune system telling. When my immune system was at its worst, and I was just sick, not receive anything. And my guides told me that was why, right? My guides were like, we're not, you need to get better before we allow you to channel or use all your energy to do this, when it's your body that needs the energy, right? So yes, there have been times where, I've had to take some pretty big breaks because I was being stubborn and not listening to my immune system. So, I just kind of shot it, and my guides were like, all right, now you got to sit down. You got to sit the fuck down. So yeah, very important. Channeling collective energies too, right? You're just kind of like, again, that's like that subtle pickup, right? That you're picking up shifts even in like the collective consciousness. So you're picking up shifts even with like the societal trends, right? This is like really big when it comes to spiritual awakening and how social media works. Like you are kind of picking up on cues as to like, all right, I'm receiving some pretty like common messages when it comes through social media, right? And now you're just kind of going through like jumps and rabbit holes, and okay, well, I listened to this, which brought me to this, and wow, that like TikTok video, the algorithm, now I'm being brought to this kind of thing, right? It's kind of reflecting broader themes and kind of giving you this influence of like the unconscious information that you're supposed to be receiving. All right, let's see. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of higher intuitive functions going on with this spleen center, right? We've got that right ear clairaudience with gate 57, right? That gate 57 is intuitive insight. Oh, hang on. Come on. Sorry, y'all. I just gotta make sure my computer's not gonna. Okay. Yeah, so that gate 57, that gate of intuitive insight, might be where you're experiencing like the right ear clairaudience. Gate 48. So if anybody in here has this gate, where clairgustance works, if you've got like that intuitive taste, if you can kind of get certain tastes in your mouth. Gate 44 as well, if you've got that defined, this is your clairolfactance, so intuitive smells. Let's see here who I've got. Had everybody's chart up. Let's see. Rita, I think you've got the gate 48. Yeah, you do. So I'm not Rita, I'm curious to know too if you have the intuitive taste or have been able to tap into that yet. Let's see here. Where's that gate 28? I have 48, never noticed taste. Okay. Yeah, so if you ever decide of any intuitive activities or even like meditations to try to tap into that, I would be curious to know. Let's see here. Here I am. Yes, so gate 44, that intuitive smell, I get smells all the time. I get the cigarette smell, I get the perfumes, I get the library book, I get old books. I get alcohol sometimes. I wonder if that's the taste I've been tasting because everything I intake tastes the same and it's a nasty taste. Yeah, I'm curious to know too, Shanika. You might have to kind of sit, like tap in and see what's going on. What does it mean if 48 is circled dark? So 48 circled dark, Taylor, that means that you have that gate 48 defined, right? So you have this activated within your spleen center. So gate 48, that's like what we're talking about now with this intuitive taste, right? Also, big clairvoyance gate 2 is this 4816, because that 4816 is a direct connection from your throat to your spleen, right? So just kind of tapping into that gate of depth, and then being able to communicate it and express it, being connected. I can't seem to find my time of birth. Will that be an issue? Lovely butterfly, send me a message on Discord because I have something going on right now with people who don't know their times of birth. We're just going to have to experiment. We're going to have to experiment, put some stuff in and see what resonates the best with you. So send me a message. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's 5818, another clairvoyance. This 18 right here, it connects the, just want to double check. 58 and 18. Yeah, so that's connecting our root center for the spleen center. This is the channel of judgment. So this is like the ability to respond energetically to life's demands. So you just kind of have this like consistent source of energy for like initiating and responding to activities because you have this natural intuitive ability activated, which is coming in from your grounded center, right? That gate 18, that gate of correction, is relating to the ability to like sense and correct any type of imbalances, right? Because you're automatically able to put it into a grounding system. Let's see here. Yeah, so that clairolfactance, what we were talking about, that gate 44 with intuitive smell, this is like conveying information by using our physical senses, right? So this being different from that right ear clairaudience, right? It's not like we're hearing it through our physical ear, right? But odors can, this is a way that our intuitive insight can manifest. The same way our intuitive insights can kind of manifest to give us those gut feelings, even those gut feelings about future events, right? So just kind of being able to like be aware of these like subtle cues or even like these shifts, right? So I don't know. I'm curious to know. So if you guys are when you ask spirit that you're channeling for to give you, give you a name or give you a letter, are you clairvoyantly seeing them say it? Are you watching them mouth it? Are they bringing up someone with that name? So if you ask them for their name and they present someone that in your life, are you able to associate that with their name? Or are you being clairaudient? Like, can you hear it within I hear things especially through songs, all the above. Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of like how it's kind of showing how these intuitive insights can manifest in different ways. Wait, whole gate with clairaudience. So not necessarily the whole gate or channel, right? So clairaudience when involving the spleen center, this is going to be gate 57, which they say is the right clairaudience. See if that changes for you. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, our last center, y'all. I know we're going 15 minutes over, but yeah, we're doing good. Which gate was clairaudience? So for the spleen center, they're saying that clairaudience comes from that gate 57, the gate of intuitive insight. So if you have the 2057, I believe it's the 2057. Yes, that gate of intuitive insight going into your throat center. This is a big center for intuition, right? Does it have to be defined? No. So it does not have to be defined. So if it is something that is open, you are experiencing it from the outside source, right? So it's not coming from this like within feeling or I don't like the word consistency, but what I mean is like it's being brought to you from a consistent inner, whereas you're experiencing it not defined from outside awareness and outside experiences that you go through. All are open but 32 and 18. Okay, yeah. So that gate of correction, let's see here. Yeah, so this gate 18, it's relating to the ability to kind of like, again, like those imbalances, right? Those errors. And very much just like this intuitive awareness of what needs adjustment or alignment. So this could be something within personal Ermi as well as a collective. So you just kind of like automatically know if something's going on that needs alignment or something's off. So you're now gaining kind of this insight of what needs to be adjusted, or now you're working towards trying to find that adjustment. And then you said 32. Yeah, so this gate 32, this is the, I'm going to so pronounce this wrong. Is it continuity? Gate of continuous. I don't know that's a word. Continuity, is that how you say it? This is transformation. So this is where you're getting that intuitive insight of exactly what's going to be. Okay, thank you. You know exactly what's going to be successful, right? And you don't even have to, like, you're not constantly battling back and forth, like, if I need to be waiting for the right time. It's very important. Like, you receive the continuity, what needs to be transformed because what's going to be successful. And what your shadow self could be experiencing at times is just like with 32 is that there's an awareness of failure, right? So is it a fear or is it just an awareness, right? And then it's kind of going into the cycle of, well, I'm going to prolong this decision because I'm being overly conservative, or, I'm not waiting for the right time. I'm not using my sacral center as, the gut feeling of what's going on. And then Also with 32 is like you intuitively know your dream, right? You intuitively have even been given the premonitions or even what needs to be alive when it comes to your dreams, right? But then there's just this like sitting awareness of your dream being stolen, or that you're not going to be the first one to put it out there. And so it's kind of rewiring yourself to listen to that gut instinct or that intuitive instinct, because there's now an awareness that there's this awareness that like you're not going to be first with it, or there's this awareness that, well, if I think of it, that means somebody out there is also thinking of it, so there's this chance of it getting stolen. So it's just something to remember of like when it comes to your transformation and you automatically knowing what's going to be successful, you automatically tapping into that gut feeling of yes or no when it comes to your timing. So yes, last one, we've got our root center, right? This is our other pressure center. So like I had said on Tuesday, you had your crown center, that's a pressure center. Yeah, of course. And now we've got the last one, which is also a pressure and a motor center. So this is where our life fuel comes from, right? This is our momentum, our adrenaline. This is where our stress is. It's often associated with the adrenal system, so our adrenal glands, as well as our stress hormones, right? Stress is a necessary and natural part of life. I'm going to say it again. Stress is a necessary and natural part of life, right? It's a fuel. But like many things, it's going to become out of balance, right? There is there's very much a big chance that stress is able to energize us and move us forward. And it's essential, right? It's an essential ingredient in our manifesting equation. It's the energy to do, to survive, and to feel, because stress is a way we respond to life, right? So we always take stress as a negative thing, right? Whereas instead of becoming, again, aware of the imbalance of it, okay? So this center being the pressure and the motor center, right? We're automatically going to feel pressure to move, right? So we've got the pressure to begin, the pressure to focus, the pressure to need, the pressure to find spirit, the pressure to desire, to correct, to find purpose. But are we taking these pressures to the stress level that's creating this imbalance, right? Whereas rather we're using it to energize us and move us forward. So putting in a fear-based, are we moving too fast? Again, we've got adrenaline. Again, we've got our stress hormones. Whereas more, we're able to energize us and able to move us forward, because now we know what our gut instinct is saying. We're able to recognize our instincts versus our fears, right? And we're trusting our body, our physical body, when it comes to feeling the energy that we're feeling in that moment. I think I already had said, yeah, adrenaline system, stress hormones too. Having this center defined, you feel a really good steady pulse about moving ahead in the world, and it's consistent. You're very consistent when it comes to dealing with stress and pressure. And it's kind of like your own rhythm. So you have access to the fuel that's going to drive this energy to your throat. And it's going to be a very pure and powerful energy that's going to move you forward, right? And this root can be defined by either the sacral, the spleen, or the solar plexus. So if you have your root center defined, you have some type of access from the root to either your sacral, your spleen, or your solar plexus. Having this center undefined, again, there's just this chance that you're amplifying other stress and pressure to do. So you absorb it from your environment, and you're going to want to automatically relieve this pressure by going into action, which again, this is kind of where the burnout can be, right? So if you have ever been someone who admires someone in the community, looks up to someone in the community, and they now have this new thing going, or, you know, they're starting a new project, and now you're automatically feeling that pressure to act, right? You don't have anything set up, but you've got to do something, right? This is where that amplifying that pressure and amplifying that stress comes from, right? It's very important to know this is going to lead you to burnout. So it's notice when this stress is yours versus someone else's that you're amplifying at that time. So very again, honoring that energetic ebb and flow, honoring those emotions, honoring that feeling of pressure and wonders to release the pressure in this area. You're kind of, again, taking in and amplifying a very powerful pressure energy. And it's just going to automatically make you feel like you've got to do something. So I don't know if, and even having this center defined or undefined, being someone that's sitting still and just knowing there's something that has to be done, right? There's something that needs to be completed at this time. So sitting still is not going to work. But you got to understand, right? This sitting still is for your energies. It's got to be on your checklist too, right? This grounding has got to be part of this needs to be done as well, right? Releasing this pressure needs to be done as well. Very important. Yes, so we have these going on. So gate 19, very, very, you guys are my empaths. The vacation more. Yes, Ermi. Put it on your checklist, please. It needs to be done. It's a requirement. Gate 19. I'm curious to know if anybody has this gate 19 defined, because my gate 19 people, these are my empaths, right? You are very, very touch sensitive. The clothes on your body, the textures of food, the way a bracelet sits on your body, the way your lotion feels on your skin. Very, very touch sensitive. Okay. Yes, it's your homework. And this is because gate 19 is the gate of wanting, right? And the reason why you're so sensitive, touch sensitive, these are my empaths, right? Is because you want intimacy, right? You already know the needs of others. And you very much in a way are striving to act to help and assist the needs of others, right? And this is why the environment around you and the things that are around you when it comes to touch and when it comes to your sensitivity is so heightened, because you are automatically becoming tuned in to what other people need. So my gate 19 empaths, you guys know when, I mean, there's even possibilities that you guys know when someone's hungry. You guys know when someone's sick. You guys know when, right? I mean, you just know when somebody needs something. And so Kim, you have got to be one of my big empaths, just knowing that like your energetic drive and force comes from caring for others, as well as, just like becoming aware and having these needs, like to knowing these needs of what other people need, right? So it's very important that with this gate 19, that you are not judging yourself for being sensitive, right? You're also not being very codependent because of the sensitivity, right? Very, very important that you're not staying in bad situations for too long because you like being wanted. You like being in a place where you are needed, right? And you are sacrificing your needs for others, because again, this is where burnout comes from. this is where our stress of imbalance comes from, right? And we're just going to become on this continuous loop that we're not taking care of ourselves, and we're just getting burnt out. And now our physical body is crying out. Let's see here. We've also got this gate 54, this gate of ambition. So this gate 54 goes directly to our spleen center, right? And having gate 54 being part of our super consciousness is because gate 54 is our ambition. This is where our big ideas come from, right? This is where we kind of get this drive, and we want to succeed. So we use this as a manifestation form of pressure to act. And this is kind of where we will gain this like automatic or even drive to connect to a higher consciousness or want to know more about a higher consciousness, right? Because it's an ascension, it's an ambition, it's a drive. We're going to have more of our big ideas become even bigger because you are doing anything you want to succeed, right? Very, very, very important that you're not imbalancing this pressure to succeed and will do anything to succeed, right? It's not becoming a sacrifice. It's not becoming a huge bubble of just too many ideas. And now it's kind of lost, like your creativity has been lost in these, overabundant ideas just because you're doing anything possible to succeed in life. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? We're at 8:30. We're doing good. And if you weren't here on Tuesday, I do have an exciting announcement. Did I speak on gate 41? No, I don't think I did. Let's see. Yeah, gate 41. This is the gate of contraction. So gate 41 being the gate of contraction, this is our creative one, right? This is our imagination. This is our fantasy. This is where we daydream, because we daydream, and that's kind of like initiating our creativity, right? Having this place where we are using our imagination and we're using our creativity and putting our place into allowing ourselves to fantasize, to allow ourselves to daydream, is very important. But being in this pressure center, right? Is that why I maybe lost my thoughts just staring into space? Yes, absolutely. And that's because you're kind of getting into this natural meditative space, right? So you also may be someone who kind of finds your meditative state through like your daily activities, right? Like what we were talking about with dishwashing, folding clothes, going on your walk, because you're able to kind of go into this daydreaming meditative place. But what's really important about this gate is that you're not going into a worst case scenario place. So you're daydreaming and you're allowing it to flow, but then that pressure center, that that stress to act is becoming into this worst case scenario place, right? Put a block on it. Put your boundaries down. This is a place for your creativity. This is a place of your fantasies, right? And you're not putting yourself in the worst case scenarios, and then you're just automatically shutting down that creativity, right? Yes, so that's what I mean about that. All right. Is there any other questions? Of course. Okay. Well, if there is, I'll catch it at the end. But if you weren't here on Tuesday, or if you were here on Tuesday, again, Jessica and I are having a human design and inner child healing workshop, y'all. This is a 4-day workshop, and oh my gosh, it's going to have everything. Jessica and I have been working so super hard on this. We've been putting our brains together and just coming up with everything possible that we can give you that is going to allow you more awareness of your inner child, healing your inner child, and also just bringing up and mastering your goals when it comes to your psychic and intuitive abilities, right? So this 4-day workshop is going to have, you're going to have a one-on-one human design chart reading with me, okay? We are going through the ins and outs of your chart. So, like I said, I mean, I literally try to do these in an hour. It's already an hour and a half, and I went through 4 centers. I have not included your profile. I have not included your reincarnation cross. I have not included your digestive, your environment, your strongest sense, nothing. This 4-day workshop, we are breaking apart your chart. We are finding where you need healing. We are finding unconscious intuitive abilities, right? Because, for example, like I said, there is just so much room from when our inner child is still needing attention that is putting blocks when it comes to our ego. Our ego in human design is in our heart center, y'all. This is our money center. This is our drive center, right? This center is connected to our main intuitive energy centers, right? So like I had said, there is a chance, when I was younger, getting invited to be on a travel team or getting invited to, being on the competition dance team. My parents could not afford it, right? Completely understandable now as adult. But finding out through my human design chart is that there's this unconscious block of being conditioned in this way that I don't hold value to be invested in, right? Huge, huge block to overcome, right? Also, you're getting a one-on-one guided meditation into your Akashic records. Jessica is so freaking amazing at this, y'all. But just having this access, like this soul level information throughout your entire process of your 4-day healing is going to be so crucial, because not only is like Jessica providing this guided meditation, you're going to have access to your records at any time you need them, at any time you want. Oh, you're welcome, Kim. Also, you are going to have a interactive workbook. So this workbook is going to include all 64 gate definitions and meetings. You're going to have full access and room to take notes during our Zoom meetings when it comes to your specific channels, your specific energetic conditioning opening centers, right? We're going through all unconscious planets and all of your conscious planets. We are going to figure out any type of personal blocks or where life is just not flowing, and breaking cycles that are needed to be, right? I want to know what your goals are for your intuitive abilities. I want to know the specifics of what you are trying to aim for when it comes to your purpose in life, when it comes to what you want to what you want to heal, what you want to heal in your life, what you're aiming to do, what is your purpose, what was your soul's purpose throughout your past lives, how is it related to now, right? And having this consistent access through your Akashic records and working with Jessica when it comes to specific modalities and guides when working with your inner child. This is a place we are creating for you that's going to be safe. You're going to feel safe. And we're just going to ultimately want you to change the dynamic of your relationship when it comes to the words you hang on about your inner child, versus where you want to be, and healing your inner child and just seeing a huge breakthrough with your psychic and intuitive abilities, right? Yes. So go reserve your seat. We have 20 seats for this 4-day workshop, right? So go get your seat. You can book it through my website, tarotkate.com. You're just going to look for the Human Design and Inner Childhood Healing Workshop. And after booking that, I will be in contact with you because I want to get your human design chart. I want to make sure that the guidebook and the workbook is going to work for you and whatever platform you would like to use it. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me, reach out to Jessica. And y'all, we are super excited about this. We're super excited about this, y'all. I mean, every day I think Jessica and I are thinking of something new that we can just give y'all and incorporate with this. And yes, Jessica, is there anything you want to say? I can't wait. I can't wait either, y'all. This is going to be so much fun. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. And if anyone has any questions, where do we book? Yes. So if you see right here, my website right here, it's tarotkate.com. And once you go into the website, you will see, even at the top screen, it will say book, reserve your seat for the workshop. And will this be ongoing and with a different time frame? So the Zoom meetings will be from 10 to 12. They will be recorded. And then following that will be like one-on-ones whenever we can kind of schedule the one-on-ones for your time. So if there is a day where you're not able to make the Zoom meetings, they will be recorded. But the reason why we wanted to do them in the morning is that so then throughout the day, you have time to either talk to me or Jessica, and we can work with you, even if you were able to make the Zoom meeting, and then you can go back and watch the recording if you want. But yes, Jessica and I hope that this will be an ongoing thing. So if you guys really like this workshop and want more, we are absolutely down for that. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all tonight. I appreciate y'all for being here. You guys have such great energy. I love the interactions. The slides. Yeah. So what I can do is I'll put all these slides in the human design channel. That way you guys can have the slides, and then the recorded part of this presentation will be under Discord presentation. So, oh, thank you, Jess. Yes, I appreciate it. Yes, the recording will be up as well. Thank you, Jess. So Jessica just put up my website. You want to go ahead and book there. But I appreciate y'all for giving me this platform. This is what I'm supposed to be doing in my life. I'm doing it right now, so I appreciate y'all. And I hope y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all soon.